What's up guys? Today I'm going to hop into my screen and show you exactly how I start my first Amazon FBA PPC campaigns with any new product that I put on my account. This is so crucial. Don't end up wasting a ton of money on your first campaigns, or if you're already spending a ton on PPC and you're not being very efficient with it, this is going to show you how to rebuild and make a nice foundation for you moving forward. So if you guys have any interest in running PPC campaigns or have a great launch for your first product, or maybe you just haven't got there yet or trying to scale, make sure you guys watch this video. That way I can show you exactly what to do and what not to do, and make sure everything goes smooth and you're not wasting a ton of money or time. Real quick before we get started, guys, I just want to welcome in anybody new to the channel. My name's Cameron James. I've been selling on Amazon for 4 years now. I do this full time. My first year on Amazon, I did over $1.3 million in sales. Since then, I've started over 30 plus products on Amazon, and this channel is here to create a cool community of like-minded people, show you all the strategies I learned on my Amazon journey. That way you're not making the same mistakes I did, because I made plenty. So if you guys interested in that, want to join the community, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and that little notifications bell. Otherwise, guys, let's just get right into the video. So the product we're going to do our first PPC campaigns with, and the example I'm going to use here, is a coffee frother. So it's also known as a milk frother. You can see right here, it's just this little handheld guy that frosts milk into coffee to make it more like a latte or just have some foam at the top. I love doing this when I make bulletproof coffee. So like MCT oil and grass-fed butter in my coffee makes a nice thick layer of foam at the top. It's so delicious if you've never tried that before. We can see here it has 42,000 reviews. So this obviously isn't a product that most people will start or want to start. It's super competitive. It would take forever and take hundreds and hundreds of thousands of units to compete with these guys. So I don't suggest starting this product, but just for giggles, let's look at the sales numbers here. So if we pull up the a Chrome extension here for product research, we can see the top guy here doing 1.5 million in estimated revenue per month. Second guy, 561,000, 311,000, 561,000, 180,000. So obviously there's so many fields like this on Amazon, and there's so much money to be made here. So obviously this product, just because of the massive amount of sales, it's going to be not quite like the products you start in the keyword research you do to start PPC campaigns, but since it's such high volume, it makes a fantastic example to go through every single area and what to look for on an exaggerated scale, essentially. So this is a good example I'm going to roll with. Plus, I kind of like the product, and it's crazy that something like this, so simple, can do 1.5 million a month. Anyways, guys, the next step will be to get into your Amazon account if you haven't already. I'm going to get pretty in depth with this, guys, so if you guys got to take notes, come back to this video, totally okay. Of course, comments down below, any questions you have. Need help if anything's confusing, but take notes. I'm going to do everything that I know here, so you guys know exactly how I start my campaigns, and that way you guys have a competitive advantage over other people. So obviously you log into your account here. What we're going to be is campaign manager for our Amazon PPC campaigns, with the goal of getting up here these sponsored ads, right? So we get purchases, we get impressions, and everything like that. So we'll be in here in campaign manager. This tool we're going to be using is Helium 10. So the first thing I'm going to do with Helium 10 here, if you guys need a discount code down below, there is one for you guys. Otherwise, Viral Launch, Jungle Scout, other tools, same thing. Just follow along and use that same tool that I'm using on their version. No need to go buy more software. But the tool I'm going to be mainly using today is it's called Cerebro on Helium 10. I believe on Viral Launch it's called Competitor Analysis. Jungle Scout, I'm not sure, but I know they have it. So I'm going to click into here, guys. If I go back to coffee frother here, I know this is a fantastic keyword for it. I know I'm most likely seeing the best candidates for the product I'm trying to do. So I can see down here that there's 42,000 reviews. Obviously, he's probably the top guy in our niche. And so we're going to go ahead and grab this ASIN, which when you have Helium 10, it's right here to go ahead and grab that ASIN. So I'm going to copy that real quick just to go through. Obviously, this would be a great example, 44,000. So it actually has more than that. 9,000 here, 6,000 here. So what you're doing here, guys, is what I'm trying to get at, is you're going to take the top ASINs and put them here. So I like to pick the top 3. For this example, I'm just going to do the one because it's plenty. Guy's got 42,000 reviews. I feel safe that I'm going to get every single keyword out of him. So put in your top 3 here of your competitors, people who are most like you and have the most reviews and are ranked the highest. That way you're getting the keywords that they're ranking for. So that's what we're doing here. So if that's confusing, Don't worry, I'm going to explain it more as we go. So I'm going to hit get keywords here. So if you guys haven't already, if you're following along in this video, grab your three, hit get keywords here. It just takes a little bit to get all loaded up. All right, guys, so once that's all loaded up, here we can see what's going on. So what's going on here is they went through about 30,000 keywords here to figure out what this product is ranking for. So what are people searching on Amazon to find this product? Now, the key thing to know about this tool is that obviously it's going to pull up a lot of keywords that maybe it's ranked on page 7 for, page 6 on, page 5. So what we're going to look at first is organic rank. So we know that this product is ranked number 1 for these keywords over here. So we see coffee frother, the one we were just doing, estimated search volume of 24,000 searches per month. So it's very high volume keyword, right? It's one that they're most likely generating a ton of sales from because they're the number 1 spot. So what we're doing here is we're looking for their top keywords that they're ranked for that get the most search volume, because we can then assume, right? We're just assuming, educated guess here, that they're getting the most sales from that keyword itself. Now this is key is because, you know, what better keywords to use in your first PPC campaigns than the ones that we know our competitors are getting sales with, right? So stay with me here. Obviously I'm going to use these, put them in PPC campaigns, show you exactly how to do that. First thing is we've got to organize this data a little bit. So your data won't be as crazy as this, just because it won't be such high volume most likely. So we have to do some, you know, heavy filtering. For you guys, most likely not going to have to do that. So what I want to do here, because I know there's 20,000 keywords. The first thing I'm going to do is going to hit 100 right down here, so it pulls up 100, not just 50. So what we're looking for is probably around 20 to 60 keywords, somewhere in that range, depending on the volume, right? So I'll show you what I mean here in a second. So I did that, so we have 100 searches now. Now, since I have so many keywords, I can be picky, right? So I don't want a single keyword that doesn't have over 1,000 searches per month from customers. So I'm going to hit 1,000. I'm going to hit 1,000 minimum here for search volume, and then go ahead and hit apply here. Okay, so we see right here, filtered keywords, it's down to 2,500. That's still way too many. We want like 60, we want like 100. So the next thing I'm gonna do here, again, just being super picky, because I can be. You might need to be more lenient. Maybe in your niche, like a good amount for minimum keyword is 500 or 400, or maybe it is 1,000. Who knows, just give it a shot, kind of rearrange where you need be. To get in that 30 to 60 keyword range, again, depends on your niche. If you only have 10, 20, totally fine. Just know that, you know, if you can get more, get more. So next we're going to get organic rank. We're going to hit max 1 here. So you definitely most likely won't be able to do this with your products, but just because I can be so picky, I'm going to go ahead and grab everything they're ranked number 1 for here. We can see we're down to 444 keywords now. And I know what you're probably thinking, like, Cameron, if they're only ranked 1 and we're only seeing those results right here, obviously people get sales in spots 2, spots 3, spots 4, spots 5. Yes, that's very, very true. But the way I'm going to teach you how to do these PPC campaigns is that you won't miss those at all either. You're going to find those eventually. We're just doing this down to make it as easy as possible. And obviously with your product, we most likely will have this one be at 2, 3, 4, maybe even up to like 6 or 7 or 8. So just to combat that, don't worry, the way I teach this, you're going to find those other keywords in spots 2, 3, 4, or anything that gets you sales. You're going to find it with this method and build a great foundation. So next, guys, what I want to do here is go down and see where this organic rank stops at number 1. Just because I know how Helium 10 systems work, it might be different here, but they have a little, I don't know if we want to call it a glitch or something that just annoys me, but obviously I don't want no data available ones, right? I just want organic rank number 1 here. So we're at 61 here. So I want to grab all those keywords. Okay, guys, so I unselected all those that did not matter for this example and still have the 61 here. Next, I'm going to go up here, go up to export, hit Excel. I just like using Excel. You can use Frankenstein. It's like their version of Excel inside here. But me, I'm just an old-fashioned Excel guy. So I'm going to open that up. Okay, so we can see we have all our keywords right here. It looks like it didn't cut those ones out. That's fine, I can delete this later just for the sake of time and for your sake. I'm just gonna use it like this. So what I'd do here, guys, is I would edit this the way I want to, make my master keyword list. That way I could keep track of all my keywords. But what we're gonna do now is we're gonna start what I call discovery campaigns. So these campaigns are educated guesses of what we think people are using to buy our product or going to buy our product with, but also have the ability to find other keywords. Because that's very important when you're first starting, because you don't know, we're just making an educated guess, right? So maybe people, it's very weird. It's very temperamental. It's not, perfectly linear that if you're number one for, coffee foamer or coffee frother, whatever it may be, for some reason they just don't like your product, but at milk frother, they really like your product for some reason. So you don't get any sales there, but you get all the sales there. It doesn't really make sense all the time. So it's important that we cast an educated guess net around all these keywords. That way we're finding the ones that customers are really using to buy our product. You should never assume here that you know exactly what customers are using to buy your product. You'll always find something you didn't expect. So make sure you guys do something that's going to help you find other keywords. And that's what I'm trying to do here is give you a nice foundation of discovery campaigns. So we're going to grab these keywords here, just copy those, and we're going to bring it across to our Amazon account. Go to advertising. Campaign Manager is where we set up all Amazon campaigns. We can see here that my ACoS isn't very good for the last 30 days, but this account does very small volume. So don't judge me too harshly there, guys. It's just, I'm not gonna rig the numbers for you. If you guys wanna see real numbers of my best campaigns, let me know in the comments down below if you need some credibility, anything like that. So I'm gonna hit create campaign right here. This is where we get started. And obviously sponsor brand, sponsor display, all cool to play around with, but when you're first starting, don't worry about it. They're too advanced. 80-20 rule here. They don't give you enough results for it to be worth it. You need like a full product catalog. You need a brand. You need to be brand registered and everything like that. So sponsor products is where I have 99% of all my campaigns. So I'm gonna hit continue right here. If you've never seen this before, I'm gonna go through each step, obviously, here, that way you understand. But again, just follow along. You're gonna learn by doing it. If it's confusing, anything like that. So first thing, I always like to be super organized with my campaigns because I end up making a ton of them. If you need to hyper niche down, hyper test things, it's important that you label your campaigns right. So this one for me is a discovery campaign. So I'm gonna hit discovery, and for this one, it's going to be phrase. So it's a phrase campaign, which I'll show you if you guys don't know here, and this will be for the coffee frother here. So I always put what the goal of the campaign is, what keyword targeting it has, which I'll show you here in a bit down below, and then what the product is, right? So you might have more products. I don't know if I spell frother right there, but who cares? So next start date, just right away I like to get started here. Daily budget, okay, so this is where it gets to be like, my opinion doesn't really matter. It's all up to you guys. So what I like to start with is about $15 per day to get started. If it was something large volume like this, it'd probably be around 50. To be completely honest, probably maybe even 100. But for any sake, I like 15. I'd rather not run out of daily budget if I don't have to or if I can afford it, just so I can get that data quicker to re-optimize and get those winning keywords right away. You can go down to targeting next. So manual targeting is what we're gonna do here. So the difference between automatic and manual, if you don't know, automatic is all done by Amazon. So they'll pull keywords from your listing for what you're ranking for and go based on that. And obviously they're not very good at doing this. It's all computer generated. So manual targeting is where your bread and butter is going to be. Okay, so we're gonna hit manual right here, campaign bidding strategy. So what these are, so dynamic bids down only. What this means, if you bid $1, you can get the click at 67 cents, 68 cents, 72 cents. The farthest you're gonna bid is $1, right? So if you set your bid amount, which I'll show you again down below, so you're not gonna go over this. The highest to do $1, sometimes it's 40 cents, sometimes it's 72, based on the traffic and competition, based on that keyword you're bidding on, okay? Dynamic bids up and down. This means that, $1 can turn into $2 right here. I just don't see why you do this. I only do this when I'm being super aggressive for a keyword, where I'm trying to dominate the niche, anything like that. Fixed bids, I don't see the point of this. I've never used this, just because I'd rather do $1 with a chance of getting a 72-cent click than $1 every single time. There's a chance I could have got that for cheaper. So 99% of the time, dynamic bids down only. This is for more advanced. Bid plus, again, more advanced. Don't worry about this. It's just, you'll be very frustrated because it honestly wastes a lot of money if you're not being stupid aggressive for no reason, essentially. So next, guys, ad group name. So how it works is there'll be a campaign level and then an ad group name level, so you can have multiple ad groups in one campaign. Again, don't worry about this too much. I like to do one campaign and one ad group, okay? I don't like to ever add a second, third ad group to one campaign. I like to split it up, be super organized. So I don't put anything here. Feel free if you want to label it again, go ahead. Hopefully that's confusing, I'll show you what I mean later when I show you the overview of what a campaign looks like, okay? So next we got products. So all your products are going to be right here, and you're going to go ahead and hit add to the product you're going to do. So we got a little Milk Boss double grip milk frother. No, this is not my product. I just pulled it from Amazon to show an example for. So hopefully the guy doesn't mind or anything like that. So I'm going to hit add right here, and we're going to go ahead and use this for an example. So scrolling down here, next we have targeting. So targeting here is, what type of work we're essentially going to do here. So we're going to do keyword targeting. So exactly what we found here in Cerebro. All these are keywords, obviously. There is a way to do product targeting. So what this means is that on pages on Amazon, you can go in here and there'll be sponsored ads on that page itself. If you click on a listing, check it out, you know exactly what I'm saying. That's more advanced. I'll show you a little bit of that here today at the end. So hang around if you're curious about that. But keyword targeting is going to be, again, 99% bread and butter right here. And now it's going to tell us all these suggested keywords with suggested bids. So based on what competitors are bidding for these keywords and where we can get some clicks. We're going to do everything manually here, right? So we're going to hit enter list. Match type, we're going to do phrase right here. Again, you can do this in one go and do broad and phrase. So the discovery campaigns, just I kind of gave it away there, will be broad and phrase. So we always can find more keywords. Exact is more advanced. It's going to be awesome down the line. But right now we're going to do phrase. And to go over that just a little bit more here, guys, if I hit info here, it tells us exactly what's going on here. So broad keywords, if you didn't know this, contains all the keywords in any order, including plurals, variation, and related products. So that means if I bid coffee here, right, the keyword coffee, and hit broad, it would literally hit every single keyword, long tail keyword phrase that had the word coffee in it, because it hits everything. So I bid for, coffee maker machine, it's going to pull that word coffee from it and still bid on everything with coffee in it. So it's literally the broadest net you can pull for any keyword. So next is phrase. It's still casting a net, just a little smaller, which I love because it kind of hits that perfect sweet spot of not being stupid and inefficient, but also gives me the ability to go find more keyword phrases my customers are using to buy my product. So we can see here it contains the exact phrase or sequence of keywords. So if I put coffee frother in here, it's not going to bid on anything with just coffee in it. It has to have coffee frother in it in that exact order. So an example of this would be coffee frother extra long or extra powerful or whatever it may be. That was a terrible example, but you get what I mean there, right? So coffee frother has to stay in that order, and then anything added to the beginning of it or the back end of it will be included in that net. Obviously that makes it a lot more efficient and making it a lot more related to the keyword you're putting in there. Exact, guys, is it just exactly what it sounds like. It's only going to bid on coffee frother if I put coffee frother in there. It's not going to bid on coffee maker or coffee frother long, just coffee frother. So the overall goal of this, guys, just to tell you real quick, if you're taking notes, that way you know what we're trying to do here, is that broad and phrase are going to be our discovery campaigns based on the keywords we found on Cerebro, and just, obviously an educated guess. Then phrase and broad are going to help us find any other keywords we missed here, or just figure out, what kind of customer likes to buy our product, okay? And then what we're going to do is each time we get sales and get data for these phrases, there's what's called a search term report, which I'll show you here at the end here, that's going to help us, figure out what exactly our customer put into Amazon, and that way we can put it in exact campaigns and really dial it in at the right, correct bid. If I confused you there, I'm sorry. This obviously is not the most easy subject to teach, but I just want to be thorough for you guys. And again, rewatch this video if you have to. Obviously, I'm not holding anything back because I do you a disservice, because you really need to learn how this works. So I'm going to put all my keywords in here. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to put them over here. To be a little more thorough, you can go through these to see if there's anything that kind of snuck in that you don't want to be. Example would be Zule, so it's a brand name. I don't want anything to do with brand names in there. Milk Boss right here too. So anything like that you can throw out. I'm not going to worry about it too much for this example. I'll just go through your keywords and make sure you're not bidding on something crazy stupid. Otherwise, just trust the process and know if it's not related, it's not going to make the cut anyways, and it's not going to be put on your exact campaigns. So we're going to add keywords right here. Okay, so when I added these keywords, I was on bid type suggested. Okay, so whatever Amazon suggested, that's what it did right there. You can also do custom. So I could have put in here, like, I know I want to bid $2 in each click, and I can put that in here, just set it right here. You can also do default bid as well. So which is pretty much just like custom bid. So suggested bid is just, going based on Amazon's data here. You can adjust these, right? So you can go through here, say I really wanted to hammer this keyword hard, $1.11 here. Honestly, guys, this is pretty low for something this competitive for bids. But you can tell really quickly, what your competition is like based on the suggested bids themselves, right? So if there's a ton of competition, then your competitors are going to bid really high for keywords. So you're going to see a lot higher suggested bid. I'm guessing these are pretty low just because of the massive amounts of traffic they're seeing and a really low price point. So competitors really can't go too hard on it. But you're probably asking me now, like, what should I be bidding for my keywords here, Cam? Like, what should I be doing? So again, this is something I can't tell you exactly on because it varies from person to person and situation to situation. Obviously, everybody's product and everybody's situation is unique. But the best way to do it is reverse engineer your profit margin, okay? So find your profit margin, figure out, where that's at and what you're comfortable spending to get that first to customer. Again, if you're just starting campaigns, have 0 reviews or 1 review or 2 reviews, haven't got any traction, you're going to have to pay a little bit more for bids to get clicks because customers are just not going to trust your product yet. So just know that going in, if you get 100% ACost or people aren't buying as much as you think they should, just know that that's going to happen until you get more reviews and you get more competitive. So just know that going in, that way you know what to expect. Don't expect to have a 10% or 20% or 30% ACost when you first start. And what ACost is, if you guys don't know, is say you have a $10 product and someone bids $1 on that and you get a sale, that's a 10% ACost. So $1 of that, obviously, out of 10 is 10%. So it's just telling you where or how much of your product price point is getting taken out of, so you can really quickly check, am I spending $10 to get a $10 sale, or am I spending $3 to get a $10 sale? Again, I'll show you more of this a little later. I know it's complex, so just hang with me here. But so reverse your profit margin here to figure out what you're okay with bidding. Know that's going to take probably 4 to 8 clicks at best to get a sale here, especially when you're first beginning. Sometimes, could be 10, could be 12. Again, depends on the field there. I like to be a little bit more aggressive at first because I want data, I want clicks. I understand that it's harder to get clicks when you're first starting out. So just take that in when you're first starting. Again, you can start lower and see what happens. If you don't get any clicks, then just raise your bid later. Okay, so we're going to hit save here, and we're going to roll with this for now here. So next, negative keyword targeting. I don't mess with this too much anymore. When you get to the point that you need it, you're going to know exactly how to use it. All this is like, so say my phrase campaign keeps bidding on a word like coffee frother, espresso. I'm not a good speller. Something like this, but everybody keeps clicking it, but no one's ever buying. So you can go in here and add this into there. So this campaign will never bid for this keyword again. Obviously, you won't know until you get data back, okay? So don't mess with this at first. So next we're gonna hit launch campaign. Okay, we're gonna go back to campaign manager. And next we're gonna do the same thing with broad campaign real quick. There's just a few little things to change up here. So we're gonna first change this to broad coffee frother, just to stay organized. So my broad campaigns usually have a lower bid and daily budget, which I'll tell you about here in a minute. Manual targeting, dynamic bids down only, right? Ad group, just add this product here. I'll leave that the same because it's a brand new campaign, so I'm be able to see it in campaign manager easy. Keyword targeting, yes. Enter list here, and I'm gonna hit phrase exact off. This time I'm gonna go custom bid, okay? So what I do here is I want a really low bid for broad, just like we talked about, cast a huge net. And it's so easy to overspend here because it'll start bidding on something that doesn't make sense for your product and you get clicks, it's spending money. So I want to do a really low bid here. For something like this, 29 cents sounds good to me. I'm going to grab those keywords. Just keep an eye on it. If you get a random sell at 29 cents a click, that's just a huge bonus, right? So this is something phrases are going to be my main focus for me to get bids, to get clicks. And broads, this can be a backup to kind of get some easy sales or find a keyword that I had no idea really existed, okay? So I'm gonna hit add keywords here. I'm gonna go down and hit launch campaign. So we're good here. So we have our discovery campaign base setup for keywords. So it's really good. This is going to be 80% of everything you're doing here. Next, I want to talk about Campaign Manager. So this is Campaign Manager. Obviously, a lot of this stuff's to be blurred out, but we can see that we can see all our data here. So we can get into here and see our impressions, see our clicks, see our spend, and see what cost per click here. Orders 120. So this is the amount of sales we had. Sales, the amount of so pretty much orders times your price point. Then ACoS, just like we talked about. So this means if it's a $10 product, I'm spending $7 to acquire a sale, which is obviously way too high for any product not starting out. If this is a product that had 0 reviews and this is where you're at, that's actually pretty dang good because obviously you need sales to get reviews and get ranking. So if I was having a 70% ACoS to get my first sales, get that first momentum going, that's fantastic. It's way better than doing full price giveaways, where you're giving away the total amount, right? And Amazon loves sales that they know where it's coming from within their system. Obviously, you'll be ranking for keywords. To go deeper into this campaign here, so I hit this guy. Again, sorry, a lot of things will be blurred out. But if I go to ad groups down here, we can see we just had that one ad group. And we go to the third level here. We can see our products down here. And then we're going to hit targeting right here. So this is where we can see all those keywords we talked about. Again, sorry, they're blurred out, but you can see the keywords right down here in your circumstance, and you can see what's going on for those keywords themselves. So this is important when you get to exact campaigns. So you'll be able to dial in an exact keyword to whatever bid you want based on the results it's getting. So imagine this was an exact campaign right here, and you had the word coffee frother. And we're bidding $226 on it, and we had a 70% ACoS. We can see our cost per click is $255, which is really high. So this obviously has been lowered since then, but what I would do here is I would lower this pretty dramatically if I wanted to be profitable. Maybe lower it 60 cents, see what happens there, then come back in a week or two to see what that data, how it has changed, okay? Again, you're not gonna learn this overnight. This is something you're gonna come back to, do an hour here, do an hour here, do an hour here, kind of learn it. But I'm to the point now you get so good at it, and you get such a good foundation set up in the system like I'm showing you, that you only have to come back like an hour a week to work on this, right? It's not a lot of work. So that's how it works there. You come back in here and you can lower the bid to get a lower ACoS. So going back to all campaigns here, obviously we started the 2 campaigns right there. So we can now set up some other cool campaigns I want to show you, okay? First, before I do that, I'm going to show you reports. That way you know what to do with these broad and phrase campaigns moving forward. I'm going to show you some really cool things that I do that get me extra sales and just a really cool bonus that more advanced sellers do. So maybe this can get you some traction starting even earlier, okay? So next I want to talk about reports, just like I said. So we hit over here, this little tab. We can go to reports right here. This is also in Seller Central under reports, advertising reports. But if you're in Campaign Manager, just go right here to reports. So the first thing we're gonna do here is hit create report. And then we're gonna do what's called a search term report. Okay, so report type search term right here. So now we're gonna go ahead and summary's fine. So last 30 days, I don't like that. I like to go back to see as much data I can. So they let you go back like 3 months here. So I just like to have all that data right there. If you just started your campaign 2 weeks ago, obviously you'll just have 2 weeks of data. So just do that. I like to just, if I can get more data, I'm gonna hit run report. And what this is gonna do is give me an Excel sheet with all my data for my campaigns. So if I open this up, again, sorry, I know it's annoying, but those things be blurred out, just protection of some products here. I'll just kind of explain everything here. So obviously it's messy, but this is, campaign name, whatever you name that, your ad group name, what you're targeting. So if we had, for example, so if this was coffee frother right here, for our phrase match type here, then we know it's just a campaign we just set up, right? So we can see here next, what's really important is the customer search term, okay? So we can see what they actually typed in to get that sale, and this gives us data. So what we do then is grab that keyword and go back, how we clicked phrase and broad right there when we made that same campaign. Now we're gonna click exact and grab these keywords and put those in there that are getting sales. And try to get sales through that and really make it efficient based on what the data is telling us here. So to show you real quick how I organize this, so this is all the data, just like we showed in Campaign Manager. This is nothing different, just on Excel. So what we're gonna do is go to total 7-day total sales here, which just means that it's the sales for the custom period you put in. So that's all that means there. And we're gonna go to data right here, hit filter, go to descending, and we can see that we now organize this list by something that's giving us the most sales. So this is important, that way you can quickly organize this list to get your words you want to put into the exact campaign you're going to make here. Okay, so 2-3 weeks into this is where we're going to go to start seeing your data and grabbing keywords that are working. So we can see here this one has a 90% hit cost. Okay, so when you make the exact campaign, maybe you still put this if you're getting a ton of sales, but you just lower the bid to try to keep that ACost down, right? 33%, that's fantastic. 11%, fantastic. 104, too high. These are really fantastic. So I grab all these keywords based on that in getting sales. So this would actually go down quite a bit. I grab all these right here and copy these and then put them in my exact campaign, okay? So that's what you're gonna do exactly there. Obviously, you're going to have to play around with this, kind of learn the numbers, deep dive into it. But that's what you're really going to do to get efficient and have really long-term gains down the line. So if we go back here to show you something really cool stuff, I want to show you, based on our discovery campaign, something you can add to this if you want to get deeper into it, more advanced. So I'm going to hit create campaign here, and we're going to go back to manual targeting here. Also, I won't show you this just because it's so simple. You can literally start an automatic campaign in like seconds. And Amazon will do all the work. You just add the product, then you'll go down here and add your bid, $1.12. If you want to try Amazon like that, go ahead. I usually just give it a really low budget. That way they're not overspending my money. Maybe they find keywords you don't expect, maybe not. If you want to start one, do it in your discovery campaign, see what happens. Not a big deal. But sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't. But manual targeting to get a little deeper in something that I know has results and gets me results. This is something I like to do. So we're going to hit discovery. We're going to do product pages, categories. So budget 10-12 is pretty good here. Maybe 15 on the more aggressive. Dynamic bids down only. Yes. Grab your product, which I've added already. I'm going to go down to product target this time. Okay. So what this means is that instead of bidding just for a keyword to be ranked, we see, let's go to the top here, to be a sponsored listing like this, right? That's what we did, before with the phrase, broad, exact. That's what's going on here. What's going to be different this time if I click into this listing here? So if we go down on this listing, and it varies listing to listing, guys. So if you don't see it right away, don't freak out. Obviously, this is a souped up listing here. If we go down to, there we are. So products related to this item, sponsored, okay? So this is what you're bidding on. And you wouldn't believe the amount of traffic that goes through these clicks right here. They have a low conversion rate, but there's tons of traffic and you can get cheap clicks, okay? And so what we're gonna do next is we're gonna grab the category of this product. We see home and kitchen, milk frothers, kitchen small appliances. Just know that Amazon will do most of this work for you, but just it's good to know that before we do this. Product targeting, and then we go to default bid. We go to, let's see here. I like to do something on the lower side. Let's go 59 cents. And we have categories suggested. So exactly what was happening here, what we just saw there, that's why I said that's not really important what I showed you there. I'm gonna hit target, and I'm gonna hit target here, okay? So what this is gonna do is gonna bid on all ASINs in these two categories, obviously very similar to my products, okay? And it's gonna bid on those ASINs. You're gonna see that in your search report as an ASIN that looks like this, obviously, okay? So that's what it's gonna bid on. That's what it's gonna be like when it says customer search term right there. And obviously you can put these in manual campaigns too. So you can put them in manual and bid on them exactly just like any other keyword. Again, this is more advanced, okay? So be careful with this. You can blow through a budget very quickly, but I've found some keywords that generate me 10 to 20 sales a day just from this tactic right here. It's like some ASINs, I shouldn't say keyword there, but an ASIN, like a product that their page generates me 10 to 20 sales a day. So it's definitely powerful. You have to sift through a lot of different products that aren't profitable to find the ones that are profitable. Going back here, we can see our bids right here. 59 cents, beautiful, fine with me. It's on the lower end, but I don't care. I know how these work. I like to keep them a little bit lower just because they're inefficient. So next, guys, launch campaign, get that going here. And that's it. That's essentially it. So we made discovery campaigns. I showed you a bonus at the end. We're moving discovery keywords to exact, getting that bid just right. Again, guys, I know this is overwhelming. Most likely, Go back and rewatch if you have to. Obviously try to take notes. Eventually you get to the point like me where it takes an hour a week to get things running smoothly. Okay, so don't freak out there, but this is how you set up a good foundation for your Amazon PPC campaigns. If this was helpful, hit that like button for me. Just give it a little poke for me, a little pokeroo. Comment down below if you got questions. If this was helpful, let me know. If you think this was confusing, please let me know too, so I don't do this in the future again. But if questions obviously down there too. And make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want other takes about this and everything Amazon related. Otherwise, guys, that's it. Check out my other PPC videos if you want to go deeper into it. And we'll see you in the next one.